How to get a speedrun world record in 10 easy steps. Results may vary. Step 1. Pick a niche speedrun. Runs with too many players have already been optimized. Categories like Fire Red, Leaf Green, Any Percent already have optimal strategies, and the only way to win out world record on more competitive runs is to either have better luck or just be saucy with the execution, both of which require way too much time and effort. Your philosophy has always been work smarter, not harder. Pick something like this. 2. Learn the rules of the speedrun. Make sure you understand the rules of the category, like the timer starts here and stops here, and it looks like you could bring any 3 Pokemon as long as they have legal movesets. Also, look up the mechanics of the part of the game you're about to speedrun too. According to Bulbapedia, the player is challenged to make it through 7 rooms, but before each one they're given a choice of 3 rooms to enter. In any room, one of the following 8 events may occur: a single battle, a double battle, a hard single battle where you get healed afterwards, a haul with wild Pokemon I guess, an NPC stands to the side of the room but does nothing, and a status condition where a gentleman's Pokemon will supposedly use a move attempting to inflict a status condition. Freeze will happen about 25% of the time, by the way, so that's fun. 3. Study the meta. Before you try to change the meta, you need to understand it. Watch the current world record speedrun, taking careful note of the 3 Pokemon the world record holder decides to bring for the run. Understand why these particular mons are being used in the first place. You start to pick up on the general strategy, which is just avoid as many battles as possible. You especially want to avoid the hard single battle room, because of the sheer amount of text you have to mash in order to get through. After some calculation, you realize the world record gets an average of 3 battles per split. That is your target goal. 4. Separate the RNG from the skill. You realize there's 3 things that are just up to RNG and are entirely out of your control: the Pokemon you end up facing in trainer battles, the rooms you enter in, and how many battles you get per split. But you realize there are also 3 things you do have control over: your team, your movement, and how you react based on the hints this lady gives you in the hub room. For example, when she says there's a hint of nostalgia, that room is guaranteed you get either a heal or a status, which is good for you because remember, you need to avoid as many battles as possible. When she says she hears whispering, there's a 50-50 shot you'll get either an NPC room or a double battle. The idea that a run could be won or lost based on how well you play off this 50-50 gives you a pit in your stomach, but you're in too deep at this point. 5. Get a couple runs in. Start getting a feel for the easy and hard parts of the runs, where you need to focus and where you just need to mash, which Pokemon will die in one hit and which can kill your entire run. 6. Experiment with new strategies. With a couple runs under your belt, you start feeling familiar enough with the run to start playing around with weird new strategies. The first one you'll try is Miltank and Hariyama. You pick Miltank over Blissey because Blissey is dead weight in the world record. It's never really used to much effect. Miltank is much faster and will probably be able to use Heal Bell more than Blissey could use Aromatherapy to heal those annoying status effects you keep getting hit by. You pick Hariyama and tell your chat it's optimal because it gets access to Cross Chop, which has a high crit ratio. Combined with the scope lens, I'm hoping we can get some KOs that we couldn't get otherwise with Heracross. But if you're being honest, you just want to be a little different for the world record just for the sake of being different. The second strategy you'll call Double Guts, using Hariyama and Heracross. After getting an absurd amount of status spam, you'll start thinking of just running 2 Guts Pokemon with Latios. You'll think, world record doesn't use a healing mon throughout the run. The real optimization must be to just fill your team with a bunch of strong pokes. We nix the Cleric mon, and we just go full offensive. That doesn't quite work out for you.
There's no way I'm about to get swept by a Slowking.
7. Don't get tilted. Don't get upset when you come really close to finishing your first run, only for it to die unexpectedly. Don't end stream, eat dinner, and then start up stream again to attempt one last run for the night, only for it to end even worse than what made you end stream in the first place. Don't get so tilted from the loss that you start changing your strategy out of desperation.
Houndoom is ass. Why did I bring Houndoom in? Okay, what's the best ice Pokemon?
8. Go insane. Start questioning yourself. Why do my runs keep dying? Am I getting unlucky battles? Is it just my strategy or just my execution?
Don't rest, please. Don't rest. Don't rest. Sandstorm. Toxic.
Remember that part of Castaway where Tom Hanks names the volleyball Wilson because it's the only thing that makes sense when he's stranded alone on that island? In your frenzy, you'll start to sound a lot like him. He'll start naming the NPCs in your run.
Oh, that's Nanners. That's gotta be Nanners. Thank you, Nanners. Oh, Fisherman Fred, good to see you. That's Ryu, that's for sure Ryu. That's Old Man Jenkins. Linda, thank you, Linda.
9. realize that not everything has to be optimal. One of your chatters says to use Starmie, but that doesn't make sense. Starmie is frail, gets the exact same coverage as Latios, and has less attacking power. Yeah, it gets natural cure, but how many opportunities do you get to switch in your Pokemon? And isn't switching time loss anyway? I mean, I could test Starmie calcs and see which Pokemon in the frontier I could switch in on freely, but then I think, I could just not. You know what? Okay, let's do Starmie. At this point, what do we even have to lose? So you load up your run with the new dude, and the first split actually goes pretty well. Over 30 seconds under world record thanks to only getting one battle. Silver symbol fight is solid, standard with no protect shenanigans from Shuckle. You send in Starmie just to get some screen time, and it's already proving useful. Let's give Starmie some time to shine. Good job, Starmie. You did a thing. You get an unfortunate freeze on Latios from this dumbass Vaporeon here too, but it ends up not affecting you at all. You start off this next split with a hard mode trainer, and we end up having to mirror match. Fortunately, you come out on top, but with only a bit of health, and you sweep Altaria. His final mon is Steelix, which you fail to OHKO, but it should be okay, except it's holding a goddamn fucking Quick Claw, which activates and KOs. But it's another opportunity for Starmie to shine, so there you go, I guess. Bit later, and you get hit with the fake out and end up having to battle against this gentle fuck Ruben with his Blissey. Ruben, you asshole. Heracross takes it out, bringing on Slacking, but Heracross doesn't actually have the juice to take out Slacking, which has you wishing close combat was a thing in Gen 3. You bring in Starmie to finish the job, and in comes Jolteon, which Surf should be able to KO, except, oh, fuck, you fucking missed because Jolteon is running fucking Bright Powder, causing Starmie to die to T-Bolt. Starmie, how the fuck do you miss a 90% accurate Surf? So now you gotta waste time KOing with Latios, and by the end of the split, you've officially lost the giant lead you were building up. Next split loses you even more time, and we're behind world record by about 20 seconds now. Bro, you end up facing a trainer with a Regirock, but Latios is actually able to solo here. After some insanely good RNG, you're able to rubber band back into the lead and gold split. What the fuck? Yo. Okay. You start off with a double battle that goes decently well and a bunch of lucky NPCs. It's the second to last room, and you get hit by Curlia T-Wave, but as long as Latios isn't paralyzed, you should be okay. You head into the last fight of the run, and just your fucking luck. Latios being paralyzed means the fight is significantly harder, if not just outright dead. You have to take crunch damage from Seviper, and being parried means Gyarados outspeeds and KOs with return before we can T-Bolt. That's when you realize the only way out is through Starmie. You have to switch Starmie in and then switch it out so that it's not paralyzed, and you actually have a fighting chance against Gyarados. You're able to take Gyarados out with Heracross Facade, but now you're locked into Facade against Steelix. Not knowing if Starmie could switch in on Steelix, looking back, it definitely could have because Starmie's frail, but not that frail. You stay in and you try to chip away Steelix's health with Heracross, but with all the time loss, you end up just missing the world record. Looking back, you realize you could have won if only you had trusted Starmie. It's a tough lesson to learn, but the next run you vow to use Starmie way more. It saves you from losing a couple times, and eventually you're able to take the coveted top spot. Holy shit. Oh! With another gold symbol world record under your belt, it's time to move on to the next frontier speedrun, the Battle Dome. But that's a topic best saved for another day.